Next item here is the superintendent's report. Dr. Pilch.
Well, thank you, Mr. DeWitt. We got here quickly, didn't we?
Rather.
Thank you. I have a few announcements that I'd like to share with the Board of Education and any others who might be viewing tonight. It is College Goal Sunday on November 21st. I know I'm over a month early here, but we need to mark our calendars. 1 to 3 at Island Grove. It's a free event to help our students to plan for their future, applying for scholarships, their financial aid, and applying, most importantly, for the Bright Futures Grant. And, I want to recognize board member Mr. Hafley for advocating on behalf of our universities and even the University of Wyoming. Thank you, Mr. Hafley, for recognizing my alma mater this evening as we talk about College Goal Sunday. Okay, this week is National School Lunch Week, and you all have heard me talk a lot about our great lunches and our wonderful food, and the dinner we just ate was truly delicious, all courtesy of our own chefs and our own nutrition services staff. So this is the week we get to celebrate National School Lunch. So I hope you'll get a chance to get out and have lunch at one of our schools. Senator Ken Buck will be here tomorrow at Bella Romero to help us celebrate school lunch at that school. We're glad to have him coming. Another big event this week, we will be celebrating as we open our first ever Blended Learning Summit on Thursday, October 13th at UNC. Visitors from districts and other organizations have been invited to join us at UNC so that we can show them what we have been up to. And they can see our teachers in action. They'll be visiting some of our schools, and then they'll be coming back for a keynote. We're really excited about this. And, I just have to say, the reason that District 6 is hosting a Blended Summit and will be seen as a leader on Thursday is because we really are at the forefront of this work in the state of Colorado and really in the region. We are so privileged to have the staff we have in District 6 who have stepped out to lead and to implement blended learning in the way we have. And we have an update tonight on our board agenda for you all on this, so I won't say much more, but I'm really looking forward to Thursday, and I just have to tell you, you should be very proud tonight of your staff and what we're doing here in District 6 in our blended learning work. So I look forward to hearing more from them later this evening. And this past week, our school performance frameworks were released from the Colorado Department of Education. And we, in every school district, we all kind of hold our breath and just wait to see what those frameworks are going to say about our district as well as each one of our schools. And we are so proud that in all the years that this version of the school performance framework has been published, we have more schools in the highest category of performance than we have ever had. Yes. And I just have to tell you, we also have the fewest number of schools we've ever had in priority improvement and turnaround status, which are the two most concerning rankings that you can receive. So, we are doing the right work, and District 6 is headed in the right direction when we're talking about student achievement in District 6. So, very excited, and thank you to all of our staff who have worked hard to make that happen. So, I just want to remind everyone, register to vote. Register to vote. Update your voter registration. As I logged in today to our district website, I was pleased to see the big red, white, and blue information on registering to vote, and all the deadlines are there for you on our front page of our website, and instructions, and it'll link you directly to your own voter registration to update. So please, please, please get registered to vote if you haven't done so. The time is approaching here. And then finally, Mr. DeWitt, if I may, I think you and I have a special recognition here. Saturday night, I had the pleasure of attending the 2016 Celebrating Women Gala at the Union Colony Civic Center. And our board member, Dr. Julia Richard, was honored this year as the education advocate. It's an amazing event showcasing important, remarkable women, and Dr. Richard was one of those 6 women who were recognized on Saturday night. She's earned this prestigious award through her career as a teacher, and as an advocate for children and education, and as a member of this Board of Education. She joins an impressive list of women leaders here in Weld County who've received this award since 1994, including one of our own current board members, Mrs. Rhonda Solis, who isn't able to be here with us tonight. And many, many other former board members and teachers and principals have also been a part of this prestigious honor. And you know, I want to personally thank Dr. Richard on behalf of our District 6 family for the service and her devotion to providing the best education for our students in District 6. She has helped guide some of the most important work that this district has ever done. And has been a part of all this work around school performance frameworks and blended learning and all the things that we are so proud of. Dr. Richard has been a part of that. And for that, we honor you tonight, Dr. Richard, and we thank you for serving on our Board of Education since 2010. And we're not quite done. Mr. DeWitt, I'm going to pass it to you now because I think our board president might have a thing or two to offer as well.
We're done.
And a quick word before I mention anything about Dr. Richard, and that is that anyone who's performing at a top level is oftentimes hesitant to hear her praises, but sometimes it just comes that way. So thank you, Dr. Pilch. Dr. Richard has devoted her career to the education of children in northern Colorado, first as a teacher in the Thompson School District and then in District 6. The apple apparently doesn't fall very far from the tree. Dr. Richard comes from a family of educators who all had a passion for their vocation. And now in a role as Board of Education Director, Dr. Richard has shifted her focus from the classroom to an elected position where she can influence the direction and focus of the entire school district. I am always grateful that Dr. Richard has such a direct focus on what is best for our students. We're giggling because we rely on her fine-tooth comb, even this evening, on a number of things. She knows the best thing for kids is to continue to support them and is involved in seeing that that achievement continues to be supported. She's certainly very deserving of this honor from A Woman's Place and from the communities of Greeley and Evans. And in acknowledgement of this honor, the board and Dr. Pilch would like to present a small token of appreciation for Dr. Richard's service to the students and staff of District 6 to thank you for all the things you do for children.
Thank you.
Dr. Richard, you do have some flowers there,
and they're
which is an
very
indication
beautiful.
of our ongoing
Thank
concern
you.
and care. But we also have a little something that says, congratulations,
Thank you.
and thank you very much. Dr. Pilch, anything else? I think we've covered
That
it pretty
covers it for
well.
my announcements. I wonder if there's anything Dr. Richard would like to share.
Well, it has absolutely been my pleasure to be on the District 6 Board of Education. It's always been my pleasure to be in education because it's one of those places where you absolutely change the world. To have a child who can read because of your efforts, that's what brings satisfaction to teachers' hearts, to know that they are making a difference in someone else's life. And I am always profoundly moved by the great promise of America to educate every next generation. And to play a part of that as a school board member is significant, and it's meaningful, and it brings great pleasure to my life to know that we're carrying forward that promise and that all of us have had that benefit of being educated. And now we have that opportunity to bring that next generation forward, our next group of citizens, our next group of workers. And so, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Richard. Well, that was fun. The next part of this little bit here is a little less fun, but stick with us because there's more fun to come. The next item is, in fact, the approval of our agenda, and that requires a motion, which I'll accept at this time.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Unless I see someone with an idea or a need to express themselves, I'll ask for a roll call. Ms.
Mr.
Brea?
DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. Next item is the approval of the consent agenda. This is the motion for which is found, I believe, on page 5. I'd be glad to accept a motion at this time.
I move that the Board of Education of All County School District 6 approve items as presented on the consent agenda and authorize the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Comments from the board? Not? Roll call, Ms. Brea.
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. The next items are under the category of special items, and indeed, all of this evening has had special component. This next one is a resolution involving National Principals Month. And this is an action, so I'd be glad to hear a motion to this effect.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 adopt the resolution declaring October as National Principals Month as presented.
Second.
Been duly seconded. I would like to go ahead and read the proposed resolution to you, board members, and then have you decide if we'd like to act on that. Resolution of the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6, National Principals Month, October 2016. Whereas school leaders are expected to be educational visionaries, instructional leaders, assessment experts, disciplinarians, community builders, public relations experts, budget analysts, facility managers, special programs administrators, and guardians of various legal, contractual, and policy mandates and initiatives, as well as being entrusted with our young people, our most valuable resource. And whereas principals set the academic tone for their schools and work collaboratively with teachers to develop and maintain high curriculum standards, develop mission statements, and set performance and goals and objectives. And whereas the vision, dedication, and determination of a principal provides the mobilizing force behind any school reform effort. And whereas leadership is second only to classroom instruction among all school-related factors that contribute to what students learn at school, according to research conducted by the Wallace Foundation. And whereas the celebration of National Principals Month honors elementary, middle level, and high school principals and recognizes the importance of school leadership in ensuring that every child has access to a high-quality education. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 does hereby declare October 2016 as National Principals Month. And with permission of the board, I'd be glad to sign this nice resolution. Comments from the board at this time? Questions? No one rises to oppose this, I see. May we call for a roll call, please, Ms. Brea?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Ms. Pappas?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you very much. Do we have any principals in the house?
We should.
We spotted you, and congratulations and thank you for giving us a reason to have a proclamation.
Mr. DeWitt,
Ma'am,
may I?
please do. I'm sorry, I couldn't see your name illuminated because this Wyoming pennant was celebrating in your way. Go right ahead.
I'm sorry about that. So I want to thank the board for this resolution and honoring our principals. You know, leadership matters. It really, really matters. And the leaders in our buildings work tirelessly and are deeply, deeply dedicated, and they are wicked, wicked smart. And we know that our excellent leaders, they have a choice of where they serve, and they choose to serve our students here in District 6. And so for you all to take this opportunity to officially honor them, thank you. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
That's all.
The next item is a discussion about the District Curriculum Council membership. Dr. Pilch.
Thank you, Mr. DeWitt. So this is one of those things that now, having served for over a year, I fully understand the complexity of the work that has gone in and will continue to go into our curriculum, our assessments, and really the day-to-day work of making sure that our students have quality content and quality instruction every single day in the classroom. I am pleased to introduce Diana Riley, who is our Director of Curriculum Assessment and Instruction, to come up and introduce this very dedicated, very hardworking committee of teachers and other staff.
Let me get myself situated here. Thank you, Dr. Pilch. Good evening, President DeWitt and members of the board. Tonight, I get to share with you our District Curriculum Council members and to thank them for their incredible dedication and commitment to our school district and the leadership that they provide our curriculum. District 6 Council was established 9 years ago, and on this year's council, we have 25 teachers, we have 10 administrators, and they come from all different content areas and all different levels. As stated in the bylaws, the District Curriculum Council was created so that the district educators could provide leadership in development and implementation of district content standards and assessments in order to increase student achievement. The purpose of the District Curriculum Council was provided to you in your board backup for your references, but I'd also like to share with you some of the work that they've accomplished over the years. So to review and approve resources brought forward through our supplemental resource acquisition approval process, including those brought forward through the innovation funnel. These are approved jointly with the Educational Technology Advisory Council, which you'll be meeting in just a few minutes, to review and make recommendations to the Board of Education for all the new district curriculum adoptions, to review and determine new course offerings in alignment with district initiatives and student needs, and this is done annually, usually in the fall. To provide leadership and changes to student reporting systems, including report cards and keeping our parents up to date on what's current and upcoming. So now I'd like to go ahead and present some of our members who were able to join us this evening. So could I get, maybe Wes, could you help me hand out some of these, please? So it is my pleasure to present to you Anthony Asmus. Trish Folsom. Cassandra Guy. Diana Hall. Shannon Markley. She was going to try and make it. I looked out there to see if she was here. Jill Puckett. Stacy Roberts. Thank you. Teresa Santos. Kendra Villarreal. Michelle Warner. And Michelle Wiest. So again, we want to thank you, and we appreciate your dedication and your commitment to this work, and that you always show up, and you suit up and you show up. And we're very glad that you joined us this evening. Thank you.
Ms. Riley, thank you very much, and I certainly want to underscore the fact that this is a, I won't say thankless task that these folks participate in, but it's essential to the forward motion of the district, and it's a tough gig. And so we certainly do thank these employees for giving of themselves on this project.